everybody. 2019. Hello. Welcome back to Mellow Neptune Waters channel. It's been a minute. I was inspired to do a New Year reading. I did a 3-card pull, posted on Instagram and Facebook, and it is a 2-card. It's like a twofold conversation. And the first question that came to me was what to release, or what was the theme of the 2019. And then for some of you, you might take that too to be what was the theme for the decade leading up to this 2020 that we're about to enter into. For the second question, I asked Spirit, what for you to take into 2020? What is the theme of 2020? So I had big fun. I think you guys will like the cards that I'm using, the illustration and the message. The first deck that I used for the first question, what the theme was for 2019, was from the Light Seer's Tarot. This is by Chris Ann. It's a beautiful, beautiful deck, very saturated colors and illustrative. The second deck that I pulled from for the second question was a Yogic Path by Sahara Rose. There we go. It's an oracle deck. So we're just going to jump right on in. The first card. I really do hope you all have been doing well, by the way. I've missed doing this, and I'm hoping to just get back into this flow, even when I return to work. The first card, card number 1. Again, the energy or the question, the intention that was put out was, what was the theme for 2019? So that could be what you released, that could be what you gained, that could be the energy that you adapted or adopted. And however it resonates to you, this is your card. If you chose number 1, was the High Priestess, which is a major arcana, which I received to be a life-changing shift that took place. It was one of great insight and great intuition. It was one of trusting your gut instincts and being less influenced by outside noise and perceptions and projections that were brought into your sphere, and more about you tuning into your intuition and increasing your knowledge and your third eye, which leads us to the second card, our 2020 reading, our 2020 question, what to take into the year 2020. So just to give some background for this deck, it's a Yogic Path, right? And this deck is an oracle deck, and it's based on the Vedas, which is it's an ancient religious Sanskrit or scriptures that were first recorded in India over 5,000 years, and it is a guide and a support to living a mindful life. And so it's broken down to 5 different categories. And the first card, the card that came out for card number 1, was the Sahara, which is, it came out in reverse, but I wanted to show it to you upright. This is in the category of the chakras, and it's the crown chakra, which I thought interesting that it came out in reverse with this High Priestess that came out in the upright. So I'm going to read this card, but what I got and felt from this card and these two juxtaposed was you've gone through, and maybe not mastered, but you've really channeled your third eye in 2019, and now you're coming into 2020 a new awareness and an insight, and it's your crown chakra, and it's your highest realm, at least of the main chakras. And so this is your opportunity to get back, to stay on track, and to trust that what you've learned and the knowledge that you've received from your third eye is carrying into your crown, and that you are gaining more access if you allow yourself to gain more access to your realms, to your higher realms. So I'm going to read it in reverse. Have you been feeling lost and creatively blocked, as if everyone else knows what they're doing, but you can't even choose the next step? This is because your crown chakra has been blocked. You must realize that you are always tapped into universal energy. It is your free thinking mind that often overrides this innate wisdom and makes you lose sight of your own. The universe is sending you messages through pebbles that later turn into boulders. It's time for you to plug back into the universe that you came from. Take a social media break and use that time to be in silence. Become mindful of all that you do and let go of all unnecessary possessions, beliefs. Excuse my fire alarm. It's all my incense and sage and candles. Become mindful of all that you do and let go of all unnecessary possessions, beliefs, and relationships. Study your ancestors and learn from your mistakes. Follow your curiosities and have faith in the future. This will pave the path back to the divine. Card 2. So this is one of my favorite cards in this deck and in general. It's the Sun. It came out in reverse, and instantly, because this card is so colorful and vibrant and joyful and elating, seeing it in reverse, I instantly got the question, what have you been compromising? Some of you have been compromising your enjoyment, your passions, and the things that give you a thrill, the things that inspire your creative journeys, the things that are just, that resonate with who you are and are a major part of who you are. Who and what, where, when, why, how has that, or have those things start to diminish? What has happened, what has taken place? And this too, of course, is a major arcana, so this leads me to believe that this has been a big part of your 2019 and or what was leading up to your 2019. Something to be mindful of and recognize as you go into your 2020, so that you can give yourself permission to tap back into that thing that makes you who you are, that very distinctive thumbprint that is yours and only yours, and is intended to be shared with the world, that cannot afford to be stifled any longer. Tune into and channel that joy, the sun in the upright. Channel that elation, that inspiration, that release, that ease and flow. Tune back into that part of you so that you can journey into, your higher self, your higher realms. The true forward movement is when you tap into who you are and who the divine has called you to be. Your card for 2020, your second card, was Ojos in reverse. I will show it to you in the upright first. Came out in the reverse. Ojos, subtle essence of health and well-being, peaceful and patient. In the reverse it says, has your personal health taken a back seat to other matters? This must change. The only way you can truly care for others is if you've taken care of yourself first. You must put on your own air mask before you can attend to the needs of others. Make time for sleep, cooking, meditation, and yoga. Though you may feel that you don't have time for these things, the truth is you won't have much time without them. I'm going to say that again. Say it louder for those in the back. Though you may feel that you don't have time for these things being sleep, cooking, meditating, and yoga, the truth is you won't have much time without them. So seeing these two cards next to each other, card number 2, is in realizing that the things that you think you're compromising are really, or the things that you think you're sacrificing are probably the things you're compromising. And the difference for me, I know at Howard, my statistics professor, I loved how he explained it, that a compromise is when you give up something of value for something of lesser value. A sacrifice is when you give up something you value that may or may not be of great value, but giving up something that you value for something of even greater value. So while you think that you've been sacrificing something of value, you've really been compromising, and you've compromised your health, and you've compromised your intuition and your creativity and your inspiration, and those things that get you going. And for 2020, the message is go into it being mindful of what you need, because ultimately you are not able to share and to give of yourself if you don't have anything to share or to give of, if there is no self to give. And you don't want to give the sloppy seconds, you don't want to give the part of you that is spoiled or that is rotten. You want to give the freshness. And in order to do that, you have to tend to your own personal garden. All right? So that's hydration, that's sleeping, that's resting, that is hiatus, that is painting, that is jogging, that is meditating, that is calling a family member when the spirit moves on you. That is all of those things that bring you into alignment. Card number 3. Your first card for 2019 of what you are releasing, what you are taking into 2020, or what the theme for 2020 was 5 of Wands in the upright. And 5 numerologically tends to represent strife or struggle or obsession, or obstacles or challenges, and none of which have to be a negative or a bad thing for you in your 2019 or the decade leading up to the one that we are getting ready to move into. There has been a lot of challenge, a lot of trying encounters, and they may have caused you to go into a space that's not you, whether it's competition or attempting to get to the top by way of compromising or obstructing other people's paths because you were afraid that there wasn't room for everybody, so that you needed to hustle and that you needed to be better than. But the message that I'm getting is that your success, your growth, your expansion has nothing to do with anybody else, and that there is no space that can be filled that is your space. It's just not possible. You could not be here on this earth without a purpose. So the fear of anybody getting in your way or you getting in your own way is one that tends to happen in the mind. And for you here, 5 of Wands, it's happening in your creativity and your passion, in maybe your artistic endeavors, but it's artificial. It's happening in the mind. Chances are, and we'll go to the next card of what to take into 2020, chances are that there are things that aren't even real. There are things or notions that we've created in our minds, and those are the things that become obstructions. So getting to the top, this is the goal. Getting to the top. 5 for me, 5 is halfway through, between 1 and 10. 10 being completion, 1 being newness and transition. So you're at 5. You have journeyed through quite a bit, and you are headed towards 6, which is overcoming obstacles and transitions as well. So just know and trust that this part of the journey is not here to stay. It is just an integral part of your journey, and it's a minor arcana too. So it was a part of your journey. It wasn't anything that was supposed to be detrimental or anything that was supposed to keep you down. It was only fuel, and everybody has their own interpretation of fuel. It's sometimes, I know I have a couple of friends who have encountered fatal accidents or who have lost very, very, very close loved ones, or who haven't worked as much as they would have liked to last year. Just different things that they encountered. Writer's block, or fear of stepping into those things that, or into those places and spaces that you know you're supposed to be in, but you're afraid. Not holding yourself back based on fear, or not trying to get to success just based on fear, but based on trust, confidence, and courage, and knowing your truth, and knowing that all these things are intended to work out for your good. Your 2020 card was Atman. I like all the eyes. I see a lot of vision and a lot of insight. And I just got the word singularity. It's focused, and it's coming from a place of silence and centeredness. Atman, infinite aspect of the soul. Blessed soul, you have now begun to see glimpses of the divinity that exists within you, and there's so much more to experience. You are filled with limitless potential and have realized that the only obstacles that exist are within the mind. We literally just had this conversation with the Five of Wands. You have reached a deeper connection to your highest self, the immortal aspect of your existence, the very seed of your soul, Atman. Your meditation has unveiled hidden depths. Every time I read that, like this is the second time I've read that part, I keep wanting to say paths instead of depths. So I'm going to say your meditation has unveiled hidden depths and paths to your true being and allowed you to experience the vastness that exists inside you. You have become aware that you are a microcosm of the greater microcosm, a reflection of the universe. Now, bring this expansiveness into the everyday and watch your life unfold. Well, that just reaffirmed it, and that's going into your 2020. So take the strife and take the journey that you have journeyed through in your 2019 and prior. Channel all of that fire. The wands is fire, right? Channel all of that fire energy into aligning and releasing the thoughts that hinder us. Being very intentional about it. And hydrating. All right. Well, I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful 2020, January 1st, and then leading into it, a beautiful December 31st, and a yummy rest of your December 30th, as we still have 2 more days to enjoy in 2019, 2 more days to learn and to understand and to intuit and to grow and to sort of build our I heard propeller, but I'm thinking like some catalyst that'll take you into your next stage. This is the time that we can get into that place and that space to love on ourselves and to care for ourselves and to be intentional about manifesting the things that we desire. I love y'all. If you don't already, please subscribe to Mellow Neptune Waters here on the YouTubes. Follow me on Instagram at Mellow Neptune Waters. You can inbox me here. You can inbox me via Gmail at mellowneptunewaters@gmail.com. If you would like a personal reading, please contact me. If you would like one before the new year or going into the new year, contact me. I have some packages, and we can also customize some things if you have a vision for what you would like to have clarity or some answers about. Love y'all. Take care. Hydrate. This message is for me too. That's why I keep saying it. Hydrate. Eat well, sleep well, and love well.